TNA Slammiversary is June the 12th. And let me just say, we tried to do this earlier, somehow it wouldn't upload, so I'm sorry about that, because I was going to do the promo thing after this, but whatever. Shit happens for a reason. Now, we have 3 matches to go over. 2 of them were recycled matches, and what I mean by recycled matches is they were supposed to happen either at Sacrifice last month, or they were supposed to happen maybe on pay-per-view the month before that. Now what that means is we're going to go with the new match first, so we get the long part out of the way, and then we'll just go with the shorter ones after that. The first new one is the Knockouts Championship match. All these are new, by the way, but some of them I've seen before. The first one is the Knockouts Championship match. It is Angelina Love against the champion Mickie James defending the title. Now, with this Velvet Angelina Winter Love Triangle a few months ago, it basically, in my mind and a lot of people's minds, turned Angelina Love into the female version of The Undertaker. Now, what does that mean? Well, I wouldn't want to say The Undertaker as a diva, but if you think about it, Angelina Love's The Undertaker as a diva, and then Winter is the pallbearer with boobs, and the boobs represents the urn. Okay, that'll make sense for people as an analogy. But it's also, I would say, it's kind of like Vampiro. She's more calculated in her moves. She's calculating her moves even more. She's more focused. She doesn't sell shit like The Undertaker does. It's like an old school Undertaker, like the WWF days when he debuted. It's like the guy has no pain. The guy cannot experience pain. The guy is unstoppable. The guy is unbreakable. And that's what Angelina Love's trying to do, I guess. Trying to be The Undertaker as a woman. I don't fucking know. But I like it somehow. It's new. It's innovative. It's never been done before. Unless you count Awesome Kong. And I'll get to her in a little bit, because it's ridiculous in my mind that they call her Karma. And they make her cry against when she could have dominated 8 fucking people. Maybe she's pregnant. There's rumors going around that she's pregnant and she'll be gone for 9 months. Maybe that's why she was crying. It's fucking period month. It's her day of the month. It's period shit. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not into that shit. I'm not going to be into that shit like an idiot and say it's wrong or right. But regardless, it's kind of weird thinking that she's pregnant. But regardless, back on topic. Mickie James is one of the only women to have held what I like to call the Women's Triple Crown. And what that means is they would have to have held the Knockouts Championship, Women's Championship, and Divas Championship to complete the Triple Crown. Or you can have a combination of those 2 belts. Meaning if you've won the Women's Championship before, or if you've won the Divas Championship before, because the Women's Championship is dead, so a lot of people won't be able to complete that side of the Triple Crown. So it would either be a combination of winning the Women's title in the past, having the Knockouts title or Divas title, and having a Knockouts Tag Team title reign to complete the Triple Crown. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, what about the Shimmer belt? We can count that in there too, once we know that there will be no more people holding the women's belt or have formerly held that belt, because some of those people are still alive, and some of those people can still make an impact. Like Gail Kim held the women's title and the Knockouts title. All she'd have to do is win the Divas title to complete the Triple Crown. And any former women's champion that is still active still could be that Triple Crown winner. Now, once we know that no one else would have held the women's title, like say a Layla, for example, because she was the last one to hold it, and all she has to do is have the Knockouts title or something to get the title reign. If she were to go to Shimmer, right, and win the Shimmer's belt, that would count as well. So I don't want this to be like all exceptions, but if it would be the Shimmer belt, the Knockouts belt, the Women's belt, the Divas belt, and I don't know, Knockouts Tag Team title reign or something to complete the Triple Crown. That is the only exception. because we could include the FCW Divas Championship in there, or the Queen of FCW, but it'd be all ridiculous to do that, because that's developmental, and I guess that wouldn't regularly count. There will be the exception. If you want to talk about that, and I'll explain it further, because I'm probably not making any sense to many people, put it in the comments below, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Now, on to this match. Mickie James has a hell of a chance to retain the belt, but in my mind, in my opinion, I would have to go with Angelina Love only because of her current Undertaker-like state or Vampiro-like state. And if Winter got involved somehow, that'd play a factor as well. So I have to go with Angelina Love. Now, the second match is one that we saw on Impact, but Abyss fucked it up, and we had some kind of triple threat storyline or something. It was Crimson versus Samoa Joe. The undefeated superstar in Crimson versus the undefeated Samoa Submission Machine back in the day, Samoa Joe. Because Samoa Joe, when he debuted at TNA, it was probably over a year, maybe more than a year undefeated streak. I don't really know for sure. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry about that. But he's been undefeated for a long time back in the day of TNA. Now it's Impact Wrestling, and what I don't understand is that TNA still has their TNA logo, because sure, I guess they have to finish off the year of TNA and then go into Impact Wrestling on the sunset. But it's kind of stupid that they still use the TNA name, because it's technically Impact Wrestling now, and I don't know if wrestling does matter or not in their opinion, because they're not showing to me. But on this match, if anyone can defeat Crimson, it would be Samoa Joe or Abyss, in my mind. This man's on a roll. Crimson's on a roll. But I think it might end at Slammiversary, because Samoa Joe will win. Now, on to the match that was going to happen at Sacrifice, but for some strange reason it didn't. Matt Morgan versus Samoa Joe. I'm sorry, Matt Morgan versus Scott Steiner. I fucked that up for good, but I don't care. Matt Morgan versus Scott Steiner. That was my fuck up. But regardless, we're going to keep that in there. I might edit it out, I don't care. But Matt Morgan versus Scott Steiner would have happened at Sacrifice, but for some reason, there's many reasons on the dirt sheets saying that maybe it was Scott Steiner being Scott Steiner, drunk as hell, fucked up as hell, and it would have been, yeah, Scott Steiner being Scott Steiner. Or it could have been a contract issue. Could have been something. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. But we were going to see it at Slammiversary unless something happens again. Now this match, I honestly cannot pick a winner, because it was going to happen at Sacrifice. We would have found out if someone would have won. But well, these are two strong genetic freaks in my mind, because Matt Morgan is the genetically stacked, genetically jacked, athletically stacked 7-foot walk-in giant of Impact Wrestling. And now we have the genetic freak in Scott Steiner. The man has a billion years of experience and cut a hell of a promo and make you laugh. Now, I don't want to make a prediction on this match, but I will tell you it will not be a match. It will be a Pier 6 brawl, if possible. Now, Eric Young. I want to get into Eric Young for a small bit, because the show last night was up and down, roller coasterous. It was kind of shitty, but Eric Young made the show last night. It was amazing. He made fun of the finger poke of doom in WCW, and he rolled Gunner up and became the new television champion, as well as the TNA world champion, with that old version of the belt he has. Because in a way, it's kind of like Taz holding the unrecognized FTW world title, and whoever held the ECW world title back in the day. And not the WWECW bullshit. The old ECW that we all loved. The old ECW that we marked the fuck out for. So technically, the Impact Wrestling World Champion would be Sting. The unrecognized TNA World Champion would be Eric Young, because he has that belt from a garbage can or wherever the fuck he found it. It just made the fucking show. I'm not gonna lie, because the only other good matches were Mickie James versus Winter, and of course Kurt Angle versus Rob Van Dam. And the opening match was decent. It was AJ Styles and Daniels versus Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer. It was a decent match, but I mean, overall, it was the same shit. Because in a way, there's an old saying: you can change the name of the company, but you can't change the bullshit that goes around with that company. And TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever the fuck you are, you need to clean up your act. You need to figure it out. Because I was a big fan of TNA since the beginning of TNA in 2002. 2002. And honestly, I don't know what happened, TNA. What happened to you, man? What happened to you guys? You guys, ever since Hogan and Bischoff came, it kind of got fucked up. But in a way, it's had its moments, which of greatness. You have to keep that going. You have to keep that positive greatness going for the fans. But regardless, hopefully you can make it up in the next few weeks. Because I'm not gonna lie, seeing Disco Inferno was actually kind of funny. It was actually great, and he put Anderson in his place. I loved it. But if we have more good moments like that, or more good matches, because apparently wrestling matters in Impact Wrestling. If you only see 14 minutes or something of wrestling, and superstars can make 35 minutes of wrestling in a 45-minute show, and let me go into something real quick. They brought back Armando Alejandro Estrada as a manager. I loved it. You could have had that guy in TNA or somewhere, but Armando Estrada is one of the best people to put on TV or to put on Superstars or NXT or whatever. Armando Estrada was the best with Umaga. Rest in peace to Umaga. But you know something? But Armando Estrada, that was a shock. I actually thought they were going to bring someone else out. But that was a hell of a move by WWE. You won again. This weekly war between Superstars and Impact Wrestling. You can't even beat Superstars, and it's on the web. It's a web show like NXT, and you can't beat it in the ratings? What the fuck, TNA? What the fuck, Impact Wrestling? If you want it to matter, then you better do something to clean up your act. Or at least something that we would not be bored in watching. Regardless, Slammiversary 9 is June the 12th.